What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Stoic Context. Today we are going to react to another Kevin Samuels video. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm going to save my commentary for the end of the video, so stay tuned for that.
I don't know what your name is. What is all this in there? All right, we'll start with you on top. What is that?
Hello.
What, what is all this?
Um, are you talking to me in the? My
Yeah,
name is Tiki Danke. Sorry, it's all bundled up.
okay. What is your name again?
I'm Tiki Danke.
Okay. Is there a shorter version?
T.
Okay. So what do you got for me, T?
Oh, okay. So I just wanted to ask, why do you think it is that a lot of women don't receive your message well?
Why do I think a lot of women don't receive my message?
Well, yeah, don't receive it well.
Because they know they got a lot of work to do.
Do you think that, like you were saying about your tone, do you think that it could be your tone?
Well, how old are you?
I'm 27.
27. Did you go to college?
Yeah, I graduated.
All right. What kind of grades did you make in high school?
In high school, I was like honor roll,
Okay.
A's and
Uh,
B's.
so you probably didn't mind going to class when you had pop quiz and things like that because you were making A's and B's.
Correct.
Right. But the students who were making D's and F's always seem to have a problem with the teacher
Sure,
because they had a further way to go to make A's and B's.
sure.
How come an A and B student could sit in the class and not mind the tone or the test or everything else, and the D and F student got a problem with the teacher and blame the system?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
A lot of the times it's because they hate the teacher because they don't like what it is they're doing themselves. And
Right.
so they're putting that attitude towards the teacher and blaming the teacher.
Because with
And it makes them,
A's and B's, you have hope. You have choices. With A's and B's, you stand to be able to get into most colleges and universities. Maybe not all of them, but you can at least get into state school. You may ever have a chance of running into scholarships. You have a future, possibly. But with D's and F's, do you have hope?
maybe.
Then why
It's
don't then why didn't you make D? Okay, why would you? Why would you say that?
why would I, sorry,
Yes.
what are you
In the
asking?
context of what I said, why would you say maybe?
Because if you have D's and F's, it doesn't mean you have no future. It just means
Oh,
that
okay.
maybe
And see, this is one
academically.
thing we do. This is one thing we do too often. Please stop doing that. When you have a child, you mean to tell them, you tell them, you know what, don't, you may have hope. You may have hope, son or daughter with D's and F's.
I'm not gonna tell no. Well, with my child, I'm not gonna. Well, if they bring
Well,
home,
then, but you need to speak to other people. Then why is it okay, not okay for your child, but for the public, you'll tell them, well, it's possible. Why do we feel like just because it's possible, it's preferable?
sure. I
Because you
mean,
don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And you want everybody to feel like they should. No, we need to call losing losing.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know. I guess when I guess you have a lot of people. Not everybody can take blunt comments, and I guess not everybody receives a certain type of tone well. So I think that's where the issue lies. It's like,
So
ev-
what's the fix?
I mean, I guess the fix is just how we're raised and
No,
everybody's
no, no. What's the fix then? Not how we can't go back to how it was. So what? So
uh
if you were here, what would you do?
if I was in your position,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably, maybe I would like what you're doing today. I would probably have like a session where I'm talking to
Have you
all,
ever cooked? Have you ever cooked before?
yeah,
You ever cooked for multiple people?
yeah.
Uh huh. When you're a mother, and let's say you have 5 kids, are you going to just cook each person what they want, how they want it? give it to them that
No.
way? Right. You're gonna make what you're gonna make, and they're gonna eat what you're gonna eat, right?
Yeah.
Then why do we have such an attitude where we got to cater to people who are not getting it done? Look, I deal with the norm, the people who want an outcome. And my tone, people focus on your tone as if that's the tone from start to finish. And that's not the way it is. We are at the bottom and we are losing. And we want it to be spoon fed to us. Why?
I mean, I guess what I always say is that if you don't like it, don't watch it. Like a lot of the
Well,
people that get on YouTube, like I can like I for me personally, I agree with your message. I just
but you're an
sometimes
A and B student, so you already have some discipline and some structure and some drive. Initially, you asked why. Why do I think people who have a problem with it? I said because they know they have so much work to do.
true.
It's easier to hear what I'm saying when you feel like you're closer to the goal. If you are 300, 260, 270 pounds as a woman, 5'4", and I'm saying dress size 4, that is losing half of your body weight. Some of these women can't even remember being a dress size 4. That is a long way to go. So it is easier to get mad at me and say, that's not fair, other than saying, I am dying. And he's right. But if you are 140 pounds and you needed to tone up and get, it's a hell of a lot easier to see a dress size 4'6" when you're a dress size 8'10".
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing is that um a lot of women come on thinking it's gonna be like a therapy session, and you're not exactly a therapist. And I feel like a therapist,
Well, they don't come. I don't
while
know
they
why.
will,
I don't know why they. No, I don't think so. They
well,
come
while
on. They
well,
come. No, no. I think they come on for advice. They don't come on for
well,
therapy
yeah,
service.
that's kind
Hold
of
on.
what I
Hold on.
mean.
Hold
They come
on.
on for
Well,
advice.
they come on for advice. I don't have doctor in front of my name, and plenty of people have seen my show. The problem is most women who come onto this platform don't realize how bad off they are. They think I'm talking to everyone but them. And then when it turns out that you're exactly what I'm talking to, the reality tends to be blinding.
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying. So I just because when they start speaking to you and you start saying those things, they start feeling their insecurities.
Well, it's not, start
That,
feeling the reality. See, we
yeah.
know the truth. It's just sometimes when somebody says, like when women say, I ask them, what do you rank on a scale from 1 to 10? Fresh face out of the shower, you can't use 7. And she says, I'm a 10. And I ask her, where in your life are you getting 10 outcomes? They're not. Since she knows just saying she's a 10 was an outright falsehood. So let me
But
get to
okay, okay. So do
okay,
you
I got to get to the next person. I've
uh,
already okay.
think?
What we witnessed wasn't really about how Kevin delivered his message. It was about something much deeper, the uncomfortable truth that most people aren't ready to hear. The caller wanted Kevin to soften his words, to wrap reality in gentler language. They wanted him to say things like, maybe there's still hope, when talking about failing grades. But Kevin refused to do that. And there's a powerful reason why. When we sugarcoat failure, we're not being kind, we're being dishonest. When someone has consistently failed at something, telling them they might still succeed without major changes isn't hope, it's false hope. And false hope keeps people stuck exactly where they are. Kevin understands that real change requires real honesty. When he tells someone their current path isn't working, he's not being cruel, he's being accurate. And accuracy is what people need to hear, even when it stings. We've built a society that prioritizes comfort over truth. We worry more about hurting feelings than delivering results. We've gotten so good at avoiding difficult conversations that we've forgotten how to have them. Here's what Kevin knows that many people don't. The people who are ready to change their lives welcome tough feedback They recognize it as valuable information. The people who get defensive or angry, they're usually the ones who need to hear it the most. This creates an interesting dynamic. The closer someone is to making real progress, the more they appreciate direct feedback. The further they are from taking responsibility, the more they resist it. Think about successful people you know. They actively seek out criticism. They want to know where they're falling short because that's how they get better. They understand that temporary discomfort leads to permanent improvement. People who consistently struggle often avoid accountability. They make excuses, blame circumstances, or get upset when someone points out what isn't working. This pattern keeps them trapped in the same cycle. Kevin's approach cuts through all of that. He gets straight to the point because he knows that clarity saves time and changes lives. The real question isn't whether Kevin's tone is perfect. The real question is whether his message is true. And if it is true, then how it's delivered becomes secondary to whether people are willing to act on it. So here's something worth considering. If direct feedback makes you uncomfortable, ask yourself why. Are you upset because the message is wrong or because it's right and you haven't done anything about it yet? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know about where you stand and what you need to do next. If this breakdown resonated with you, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest content. Drop a comment below and let me know. Do you prefer direct feedback or gentle delivery? I read every single comment and love hearing your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.